Hi, it's Kayam from Dental Accountant. When a dentist share their accounts with me, the very first thing that we can start looking at is usually from the profit and loss statement. You're not surprised. You wouldn't expect anything else from an accountant. Within few minutes, there are few numbers that are telling me a lot bigger story about how the business or your practice is performing. No surprises again. So in this short video, I will walk you through the sort of things that I naturally look at it when I'm looking at your profit and loss statements. This is just an illustrative example. Don't take these numbers on the face of it, just to show you the inner workings. Okay, let's dive straight into this profit and loss statement of an example practice. The annual revenue this practice generated was 1.2 million. As I always say, the big income revenue number doesn't tell me much. What is more important is how this is structured. In this example, principal generated 420,000, associates are responsible for 610,000, and hygiene part of the practice generated 170,000. Pay slightly more attention towards what associates are contributing, and I'm looking at the number. I've calculated the percentages back in my head, and for you visibly, 50% almost done by the associates. On its own, it's still not telling me much, but it's providing me an indication of how your practice is structured, how much dependency you have on associate-led income. Going further down, hygiene income, also pay attention to these numbers too, because this provides me with an idea of how prevention and our ongoing care is integrated into your practice. So see, by just looking at these few numbers, I've already started building what your practice looks like or how that is structured. The next place I naturally look at is, and I'm pretty sure you too will be looking at how much payments are made to the associates. In this example, it's 295,000. And that's helped me understand what is your percentage agreement with the associates. Well, you can see on the screen, I've calculated it for you, just to make it easier, right? Associate payments are one of the most important financial dynamics in dentistry because it can have a huge impact on overall profitability of your practice, right? So that is why I decided, or I normally take a special look at these numbers. Although this number is streamlining, more and more practices are operating on 40 to 50%. The next thing I will be looking at the costs which are directly responsible to generate this income. Lab costs and material costs, both are hugely important and also very different depending on the type of dentistry your practice is involved, right? This place helps me understand what is the clinical cost structure of the business. Moving further down, we are into operating expenses, and one of the things that I pay very special attention is on the staff wages, because staffing structure can have a huge impact on the efficiency of your practice. Your staff and the structure of it can hugely improve the productivity and the customer experience. We all know that, but the cost of it can creep up before we know it. So we always are keeping a very detailed eye, and we further break it down who is getting paid what. What's been so interesting in this exercise is that the most of the insights about your practice are hidden within these numbers. It's just a matter of interpretation. How do you see them? When you as a practice owner start building better understanding about your numbers, the decision making become a lot simpler, easier, and calmer. And that is really the goal here. Not just producing account for the sake of it, but to offer you the visibility and the clarity that you as the practice owner, as the business owner, really deserve.